Hello everybody, my name is Crew and today I'm going to be showing you guys my compacted wheat farm in Minecraft. This guy is much smaller than the other versions and it is still fully automatic. So that means once you guys build this thing and set it up, it will run for eternity. You never have to worry about it again. Now this thing is much smaller, but that also means it's much easier to build. It doesn't require any other redstone, just a few rails and a few dirt blocks, and that is pretty much it. You know, no redstone contraptions, no nothing. This thing is really easy to build. I'm going to be giving you guys a quick tutorial on it. It's also much smaller and it looks more appropriate if this were to be placed in somebody's house instead of having this giant field of grass. Now this doesn't get you as much wheat as the previous wheat farms because it's much smaller, but it still gets you enough wheat, you know, to feed at least one person. So if you're by yourself on your own little Minecraft server, this is the wheat farm for you. You just have to build a simple little thing and you know, you'll easily get enough wheat to either turn into bread or you'll have enough wheat to feed your cows, and you will be set for life. Alright, so getting started off here, you're going to want to go ahead and count out 19 blocks horizontally. So we'll start with this block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So that is that, and we're going to go ahead and build our floor. So this is going to be 4 wide, just like this. Now what you're going to want to do is make yourself a little circle of a track. So we're going to have the rails going down here, and you're actually not going to want to put rails anywhere on the corners, so only on these middle 2 blocks right here, and then we're going to come around here, and you should see that we have made a circle of rails. Now you don't have to use powered rails everywhere, but you do need a couple to at least keep the machine rolling. And then, you know, just go ahead, find yourself the middle, which is about right here, and we're going to grab ourselves a nice little lever, and you can place this lever on the bottom to power these rails, and you should see that they all turn red. Okie dokie, next step is you're going to want to go ahead and place yourself a chest right here, and then actually destroy this rail, break this block, and shift click a hopper going into that chest, and then place this rail back. And this way, as the hopper minecart goes along the pathway, it will actually deliver its items in the hopper. And since this is a much smaller sized wheat farm, you won't need a loading and unloading station. So now above all of these rails, all you're going to want to do is place yourself a bunch of little dirt blocks, whoopsies, just like so, and also on this row as well. Alright, now what you're going to want to do is go ahead, go to the edge and count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then right here is where you're going to place yourselves a bucket of water. So it builds in, you know, a little bucket area so where the water won't get away, and this is where your water is going to go, and you're going to do the same thing on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is where our water is going to go, so we will trap that water in there and place that in, and now you guys are pretty much done. That's pretty much it. All you got to do here is I'm going to go ahead and finish up the walls. You can actually do this on all of the sides, so just, you know, build yourself a little walls. And I also like to place some glass in front of this railway so that way we can actually see what's happening. There we go, we have encased this little guy in. Now what you're going to want to do, go ahead and hoe all of your little dirt spots and also finish up building your wall where your villager is going to go. Now I like to place glass right here. You're going to want to go up 2 blocks and then place a row of blocks up here. So this is where our little window is gonna go, where we can actually see the villager. And I like this design very much because it, you know, it allows you to have nice, easy access to look and see your cute little villager working in here. It's very tiny, very small to build, and I do recommend putting a roof on top of this guy because you do have the chance of lightning striking your villager. And if lightning actually ends up hitting the villager, it will turn it into a witch. That was a problem I actually encountered on one of my previous servers. So make sure you put a roof on top of this wheat farm, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish up these walls, and then I'll show you guys how to put a villager inside of this machine. Alrighty, so now we have all of our dirt down here has been hoed, it's all fully watered up, our roof is pretty much on, we have our villager waiting right outside, and I'm going to be exploring this villager a little bit more in depth than I did in my previous wheat farm because there was some confusion about this guy. So first off, he needs a brown coat and only a brown coat. That means he can be a Fletcher, a fisherman, or a farmer, I believe. Don't quote me on that. Just make sure he has a plain brown coat and he looks just like the villager I have here. Now, second requirement, make sure that he doesn't have anything in his inventory. Unfortunately, there's no way of knowing that yet. But do make sure that he doesn't have anything in his inventory. And a way you're going to test this out is by throwing seeds at him. So in our hotbar here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stacks of seeds. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead, click Control Q, and that will throw the entire stack at him. And you're going to want to feed him up with an entire stack of seeds 8 times. So you should see that he picks those up. So that was 1 stack. We'll throw him 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now you'll see, whoopsies, I actually missed one of the stacks down here. Make sure that he does pick up all 8 stacks of seeds. So we should be able to pick up this guy. There we go. And now if we try to throw him, whoopsies, if we try to throw him one more seed, he shouldn't pick this guy up. So make sure he has a entirely full inventory of seeds. So you can see he's not picking this guy up. It's still right there. So if you guys did that correctly, that should be all that is needed. You know, a brown villager in a brown coat with a full stack of seeds. Another little make sure that you don't do is try not to build this thing next to a village. That sometimes messes it up, and the villagers can, you know, talk to each other outside and try to throw bread at each other. So I would say isolate this thing from any other villagers or villages that you may have. However, they are fine to build, you know, next to each other if you want to do that with multiple farms. So send him back into his little cage here, and we can go ahead and finish up the roof, and we'll actually want to hoe this little spot that he actually fell on. Come on, buddy, move out of the way. There you go. And you should see that he starts planting the seeds. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That is the entire wheat farm. There is one final thing left that I actually forgot, and that is the minecart with a hopper. Now this does have to be a minecart with the hopper, and the cool thing about these guys is they can actually pick up items through a block. So the seeds and the wheat that are sitting up here, this guy will be able to pick them up. So, you know, just come in here, place yourself a little minecart hopper, give it a push, and you'll be good to go. We can cover that up again. And yeah, that's pretty much the tutorial. Now there was one other question that seemed to be asked quite a lot, and that was, how do you make the wheat grow faster? Not the weed, the wheat. That's what I said. So slash game rule, random tick speed. You can use tab complete here. Now the default random tick speed is 3. So if we set it to 30, that would be 10 times. We're gonna go ahead and set it to 100, and that should be extremely fast. So you can see the wheat here is growing quite at a rapid pace. You guys can do this, you know, in survival mode if you guys have cheats enabled or whatever. So you should see this guy, he's going at it. Oh man, they should start growing up here soon. And also, if you're just building this thing for the first time, feel free to use a little bit of bone meal and seeing if it gets working. Alrighty, so the wheat is growing, he's already harvesting, and the cool thing about this farm and the reason it works so well is because when he breaks one of the little wheat guys, he actually picks up the seeds from it. So we'll, you know, have an infinite amount of seeds to be able to plant, and there's actually an excess amount of seeds that are going to come out of this farm, and those guys will be down here in this chest. You can see it's already starting to pick some of them up, and since it doesn't really have a load-unload station, it'll sort of just deliver off a wheat in the chest every time it goes past. But don't worry, you know, if you're not really cheating and you don't have the random tick speed set up super high, your little minecart hopper guy will easily have enough time to deliver the food out in here, and this should be enough to feed at least one person, maybe 2 at the most, but it isn't the most efficient, isn't the biggest type of farms, but it does look quite small, quite compact, and feel free to, you know, extend it outwards each direction if you guys really feel the need to and you really want more wheat. But this is honestly plenty if you're just surviving out by yourself and you want to build a quick farm that doesn't take any redstone and is not very difficult to build. So other than that, my name's Crew. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Oopsies, I'm Steve again, that's weird. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Adios. Is my concept for baseball in Minecraft. This is a really cool idea, using some of the Minecraft mechanics in fun different ways, and I think this thing is turning out pretty well. Unfortunately, it's just an idea so far, so it's not a finalized game yet, but I did think it was cool enough to make a video on it and show you guys this fun little idea for baseball in Minecraft.